Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, world unknown. Good morning, babe. You had you some bacon and pancake and some eggs. Good morning, my bushwatchers who are too busy to say hey yet. I understand and I get it. Good morning to you, because I know you busy. You're doing stuff in real life. So you got to sit in the clouds for a minute. I get it. Good morning to y'all. I hope y'all are having a good morning this morning. I hope y'all are smiling and being careful out there if you're in this mean old world. Oh, my coffee's so good, y'all. I love my coffee. So I gotta tell y'all what had happened was in retrospect. See what had happened was in retrospect. I couldn't sleep last night. My body was hurting and aching and all that stuff, and my sleep schedule done got messed up. I got to get my sleep schedule back on normal time that I usually am on. My sleep schedule's been so messed up. I've been barely getting 4 or 5 hours sleep every night, and it's been making me feel like crap the next day. Man, that coffee's so delicious. Thank you, babe, for making my coffee this morning. I don't know what it is. I think it may be this heat. I really do. Hey, Watcher Boo. I hope you're having a good morning, love. Oh, so you accidentally fell asleep before it was bedtime, so then you couldn't. I get that. See, I can't nap though. Here's the thing with my ADHD. With my ADHD, it's hard for me to take naps. Like when I go to lay down, my body just all of a sudden says, that ain't happening. You're not taking a nap. Yeah, so it's really hard to take a nap when your brain won't shut off. And you're trying to, and your brain tries to pick at every little sound and every little thing. That's the thing about my brain. Like I can hear things when I'm asleep, and I can raise up like the Undertaker. Even when my son was a small child, I had that awareness, and it was crazy. Yeah, I know. I just gotta thank you because that means I didn't have to get up, even though I felt tired as all get out. You know what I'm saying? I was just tired. Let me go to. I have to open up. Yeah, that's why I titled today "Coffee Conversations." I was gonna do Therapy Thursday or True Crime Thursday, and I was like, "Dog, I don't know if I have the withwall, the withal to even do that this morning. I don't know. My brain's like, nah, bitch, nah, it is too early in the morning. You know what I'm saying?" My brain was like, "Nah, ho, I can't even like right now. I'm like out of it, and my brain is like dead, dead to the world." Oh goodness gracious! But I will say this: I just been chilling recently. My mother-in-law came down. I'm so excited to see her and whatnot because I miss her. You know, it's like my bonus parents. I love my bonus parents. They're awesome people. Yeah, it's crazy. I will say that, world unknown. The crazy part when I was your age, man, I used to stay up for a week at a time. Like there would be times that I wouldn't sleep for 3 or 4 days straight, and it wouldn't bother me. It wouldn't bother me. Like it was like I didn't go to sleep, and you know what I'm saying? Like I had so much energy when I was your age that I could do that. Like I could stay up for 3 or 4 days at a time, like it was no business. You know what I'm saying? No problem whatsoever. I could go to school the next day, still do what I had to do. You know what I'm saying? And then I'd finally crash. I usually when that would happen to me, I would try to usually stay awake until Friday afternoon or Saturday Because here's the thing, once I finally crashed, I will say that my body made me crash. Like I would go to bed Friday afternoon and wouldn't wake up till Sunday midday. Like I'd crash somewhere around 5 o'clock when I got home on Friday afternoon, and my butt wouldn't be awake till the next midday, like almost 2 or 3 o'clock next Saturday, because my body would just finally crash. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I used to do that occasionally, or I'd wait until Saturday. You know, crash some that's it's called a crash. It's pretty much what happens is when your body's going to force you to go to sleep whether you like it or not. I'm going to tell you that one. No matter how you can try to stay awake as much as you want, and if you stay up past that time, then you'll start having hallucinations and shit. You don't want to do that. Let me just say that medically wise, you don't want to do that. But your body will force you to go to sleep. Huggy in the house. It's the Huggy Bear. Hey, Miss Avery. Good morning, love. I swear I have those problems where my ADHD just it wants to act up and don't want me to sleep. And then on top of that, you got to add when I'm in a little bit of pain, like my legs are restless, my back's hurting and stuff. I can't go to sleep. So I just be sitting there like, am I going to go to sleep now but I will say this, now that I'm older, once you get over 30, I'd say once you get over 35, you need a lot like you get hit by the sleep monster for some reason. If you stay up past a certain time and you don't get a certain amount of sleep, I don't know about y'all, but I feel grumpy as hell the next morning. I can't do it. I can't do it, I swear. I think it also has to deal with, I don't know if it's a difference for men and women, because I think with us around this time period is when a lot of women start going through the change. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women start going through that, and I think that's what really affects us during that time period of sleep and different things, hormonal imbalances. He has hallucinations. Yeah, he has a hallucination and thinks that he's better than everybody. And I'm sorry to tell you, but you're not. You also are not a famous person. You'll never be famous. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Just accept yourself for who you are, a weird little gremlin, and be okay with it. I accept myself for what I am, and I'm okay with it. Stop trying to be grandeur and think you're better than everybody. You're not. That's the thing. Like you think you're this positive person and you're not. Hey, Lady Sparkle. How you doing, babes? For some reason I hear that in your voice, Lady Sparkle, right now. Mods chat some members. I love the way you call me Carlito. You're the only person who calls me that. Hold on, let me drop the link. If y'all ain't never heard Lady Sparkle, y'all got to hear her intro. She's awesome. She's awesome sauce. I love me some Lady Sparkle. How you doing? Let me pin that link right quick. Pin. All right, there we go. Got it pinned. Woo, look at me. Half asleep. Hey, Miss Redita, good morning. I don't know how that y'all people that's older than me be staying up so late. I just don't know how y'all do it. I need sleep. I swear. I didn't get no sleep last night, and I laid there. My legs was hurting. See, I didn't check to see. I didn't see anybody live, but somebody could have been. But I was just trying to. Sometimes it's not best for me to get on them lives because then I'll get woke up, and I'm trying to go to bed. So I'll put on my little stories I like listening to. My stories. I'm asleep by 8:30, 9 o'clock, maybe 10 at the latest. Miss Redita, I didn't go to bed until after like I forgot what time it was. Shoot, it was late. It was real late last night. It was like 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. I just couldn't sleep. I tried. Sleep is my favorite activity too now that I'm older. And think about it. We fought and didn't want to take naps as kids. And now we like, hell yeah, let me take a nap. Naps are awesome. Man, for some reason my it's showing the internet bars on here. I'm like, I know I got good internet now. Oh, snap. Hold on. It's not connected to my regular internet. Hold on. Oh, oh.
Hey, baby.
Hey,
How
beautiful.
you doing? What's up, baby? Yeah, I just want to say hey to my angels, the Charlito angels. You know how to call my baby Charlito. That's my girl. Yeah, I'm about to run to the pantry real quick, see what food they got share, because you know, a girl be hungry. Thank
Girl,
God for
give
the
me some good
pantry.
food. I'm gonna
I
tell
know
you
you
something.
do.
When I was in that position, I thank God for the pantries. Now I
Thank
try to
you.
give
Thank
back to
you.
the pantries because I know what
Uh,
it's like to be in that position.
yeah, nobody never knows. Nobody never knows. Yeah,
They don't
but
they don't know what nobody else goes through. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
and let me say this because I know Reed and I am about to go live. You guys, if you want to check me out, um, Reed, Sassy, and what's the name? ODS was up there, and then Reed and ODS ended up getting into it, you know. And Sassy just wanted, I guess, she wanted to bring some clarity to, you know, about the OGs of the B sector, and then I guess she want to have a conversation. I guess different segments, but I don't think it's all because I guess they're trying to get to what's the root of or how far can you go in the beef sector, and basically it's like it's I guess she's trying to do somewhat of a town hall meeting, but you know, Treasure or Mother and Jay Wilson is usually the ones that do that, you know,
Yep.
and they look to them. But even though they do have Lady Nika, you know, they was going to designate her, which that would have been great. But and then I think TMO was supposed to try it, but you know, I just think the B sector, like I said, as a whole, is funny and it's entertainment. It's something to take people away from their real lives, you know, and their problems and stuff, and it's good. But then when they start going to striking and all of that craziness, that's when it gets stupid, you know. Like, don't take it personal. It's the B sector. Y'all here to entertain us, you
Yeah,
know.
it's not
So
supposed to be personal, but people get they
mhm,
feelings hurt and they start taking it
mhm.
personal and doing stupid stuff. See, the old school beef sector, they would have never tried to strike out somebody's channel because they want to cuss back and forth. They want the person to be able to go back and forth. They don't want the channel gone so they can't, you know. And some
Thank
of the
you. Oh, I love your accent. You said they can't. I love it. Yeah. Country
yeah,
girl. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Just
my
like Tim Blaine. Like he cursed. Yeah. Like Tim Blaine cursed out Stomp Down. I don't know I didn't even know they was beefing, but yeah,
I didn't
Timothy
either, but I
Blaine. Because
saw that too. I was like, "What? Uncle Tim and Stop Down going back
Tim
at
be funny though. Tim starts singing with his. Tim be funny as hell. He starts singing with his. He be like, come on, I'm waiting for you. Yeah, yeah. It's funny, like it's fun. Tim don't take nothing personal. Like, cause I seen Jay Wilson had just responded to him, which I'm about to cover. You know, I try to capture all the stuff because some people, you know, may not hear some of the stuff. So I try to be like a channel that exposes, you know, and and capture stuff. But the B sector is where it's at. Y'all can say whatever y'all want. You know, that is all they do is beep beep beep. I mean, you got choices. People can turn the channel off, turn it on. Like I like vanilla, you may like chocolate. You can't force me to eat chocolate if I like vanilla. And that's what I want you to come in on because I'm going to do a Christians LGBTQIA conversation. You know, not even just Christians, with anybody, because I want to know. You know, why is there so much hate? Let people live. I don't understand it. God didn't appoint you to be the end all be all of, oh, you're going to hell because you doing this, you going there. everybody sins every day, knowingly and unknowing.
But
You
there's a
don't even.
saying,
It's crazy.
God said, "Judge ye and ye not be judged. Ye without sin cast the
Thank
first stone."
you.
And none of us,
Mhm.
we're all born into sin. I'm a Christian, you know that, Lady Smarkle. But do you see me hating on the LGBTQ? No, I'm an advocate. I think my God, and this is just me, my God's not hateful. My God is love. And no matter what you choose to do in your life, He's going to love you down and love you unconditionally, no matter what you do. It don't matter how bad of a sin you think you created. I believe anybody can be forgiven anything, whatever they choose. And a lot of people are going by the Old Testament. We're not supposed to live by the Old Testament. If you believe in Jesus Christ, you're supposed to go by the New
Oh
Testament.
wow, really? Because my girl One Love, she said that. Shout out to One Love 858. She probably watch you because I sent her your link. But yeah, she like they judging her. She said I inspired her. I had a camera slip and I inspired her to go nude. To be free. But people, these old unrighteous Christians, they want or charlatans as I call them. They want to come out judging her. Oh, look at her. That's embarrassing. That's why? Because she's free. And like she said, she did it for many reasons you know. But you can't tell nobody. It's a freedom. Everybody has a freedom. That's what God gave us free will for. It's freedom. Period.
Yes. Yes.
I
And
don't know how these people, but when they up and they sin, they don't want you to look at their stuff.
well,
Like
here's the
ZX,
thing.
he comes and jumped on, he jumped on Envy. I'm sorry, he jumped on Envy panel, and me and him had it out. Me, him, and Tulsa. It's like, oh, you know, and I brought it. I said, you know what? I love you, ZX, with the love of God, the love of Christ, the agape kind of love, the unconditional love. He's like, God don't love you. God don't like you. You're an abomination. Like, what is wrong with this man? Why are you so
First
grumpy?
off,
Why
God
are you
didn't
so
make no
evil?
mistakes when He made you, Lady Sparkle. He didn't make no mistakes. You awesome just the way you are. Everything that goes on. And here's the thing: when I die and you die, am I gonna be judged on your book of life or my book of life? So what is my right to judge you or treat you bad?
Exactly. But I like my thing was ZX. Okay, you all up in the beef sector gossip. Why you don't be in the black sector gossip? They don't even like you. And it's like it's crazy
You
because
should
it's like
check what Barry Carey, Yaya was telling him the same thing. He was telling me, yeah, I use the beef sector for content, but I don't like the beef sector.
that's stupid. I love the beef sector, and even if I did, and even if you did like them, okay, say you don't like them, you just report on it because it's a lot like the mommy sector. Shout out to KP and live, and all of them. The mommy sector today. There's so many sectors. I didn't even
I
know they
know,
had a
right?
daddy
I'd be
sector.
all over. Oh, do you know they got a mob
Oh,
tube? I'd
yeah.
be up there too. Hey, Miss Angela. Speaking of which, that's where she's from. I'd be on the mob
Yeah,
tube. They got the drama
everybody.
sector, child. They got us. They got
They,
so many
they got the
sectors.
drama sector. What the hell is that? Oh my
Girl,
God, girl.
girl, I'm gonna have to also
What
invite you to the trailer park sector when I find it again, because
the?
that one's funny.
God damn, they got girl, that's a shame and a scandal, honey. But yeah, I want you to come over. Can y'all drop my link, please?
I done
The
did,
Lady
beautiful.
Sparkle. Yeah,
Yeah,
Lady Sparkle. Yeah, but
I'll do it
I
again
love it
right
because I
quick.
mean uppity. Do you like uppity? Because uppity, I think people misunderstand uppity. Uppity is New York like me. She gonna come through, tell you what the fuck excuse me, what she feel, what she see, and that's how it is. Because
Oh
I know
yeah,
her and
uppity don't
Brooklyn
have
fight.
no issues at all. We
Oh yeah,
did in the
yeah, we know
past.
uppity.
We did, but we
Oh,
got
okay.
over it. We got over it. You
Yeah,
know what
because
I'm saying?
Uppity a sweetheart. You just gotta take Uppity as she is. Like, cause of
Well, it
her
was
and
a
Brooke, like I love Brooke.
misunderstanding. It was a
Yeah, yeah,
misunderstanding. You know how that goes.
yeah,
She
yeah.
thought
Where
that
is showing up?
like it
I'm
was just a
sorry.
misunderstanding. And when me and her actually got to have a conversation, a real one, like me and her to actually be able to talk on a link one day, she kind of understood more where I was coming. I was like, look, baby, I'm gonna tell you something. When I moderate, don't take shit I do to you personally, because it ain't personal for me. I don't use that mod stick for personal reasons. I'm doing what the content creator wants me to do, what their rules are and regulations for their channel. And I said, I noticed that you just didn't like me for whatever reason. I was like, Uppity, think about it. I've never done nothing to you. You know what I'm saying? Never said a harmful word to you. And she goes, yeah. And I said, I ain't never spoke about that baby. And I ain't did nothing. Every time somebody tries to talk about that kid, I'll cuss a hoe out in the name of Jesus, because that's a baby. That's a child. Children,
Exactly. Like I see Dimples over there. Like Lady Dimples. I don't know if you cool with him, well, her, whatever you want to be. But I just feel like you dox everybody. You dox everybody, and then you come back crying victim. You can't do that. Same
Well,
thing
she
with the
she
Christians.
tried to set me up with some bullshit, but I almost fell for it
Well,
because I was a dumbass. Let me tell you what had happened was she knows VS is my girl. She and VS don't get along, so she tried to say some stuff and then tried to get me to agree to it, and I didn't know what she was talking about at first. I was like, "Really? That's going on over there?" You know, my dumb white ass. Um, not realizing that was shade, not
not my
realizing
dumb
that
white
was
ass. I'm
shade,
dead.
that was shade to my partner. You get what I'm saying? I didn't realize
Wait,
it
wait,
at
wait, wait,
first.
wait, wait. I thought NBS was cool. Why the hell NBS fell? God damn.
Oh, girl, they fell out a long time ago. You know, VS
Chappie,
has
I don't
been
know
on
everything.
her.
That's all I could.
She's been on
Yeah,
her own thing. She ain't even been doing beef sector content. She's been doing celebrity stuff, lifestyle
yeah.
stuff. She ain't
You
even
doing like
been
the
on
black
that
tea
time.
sector or yeah, the black tea sector
Yeah,
content.
she
Yeah,
been playing more in the black tea sector than anywhere recently. Yeah, because
yeah.
her and Sammy got into it.
Oh,
Yeah.
child. That's a whole mess. I haven't really got no beef with Sammy. It's just a whole mess over there with us and the whole nonsense. People being fake, people phony. Cause it's an uproar now, with a few people. But like I said, they all have came to my door at one point. And like I said, thank you to the court fraud that went and tried to, do what they did. Thank you for encouraging me to start a channel because I wasn't gonna start a channel. I was cool being a subby, but I'm glad I did start my channel
You got a lot to
you
say.
know, glad I yeah, you got a lot to say. And like I said, you can say it your way. Nobody can silence you. So I encourage all y'all to start channels if and like a lot of subs, some people just want to be subbies and messy. And not all subbies are messy because some of them, bring important information. Like the situation with I don't know, rest in peace to Bubby, I think it is Bubby and Vinny. Yeah, that was just a shame. And I know Trish, she covers a lot of it.
Smash it.
It's just too much. Yeah, smash it,
You
smash it.
gotta
That's
say.
my
I
boo.
call her Miss Smash It. That's what I call her. That's my
Miss
nickname for her.
Smash it. Yes, that's my girl. She been doing a lot of the music. Her and the guy graphics on the Vegas sector. Been doing a lot
Yeah,
of bad,
I'm
bad
glad.
music. Been cool.
I'm glad she's
Go
found a
ahead.
niche that she likes. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mhm.
she's moved around and
Yeah.
did different content, and I think this is something that she
Mhm.
actually enjoys to cover. And I think
Mhm.
everybody should do that. Like whenever you want to do that show, just let me know what day, what time. The only days I'm not free are Saturdays because that's my husband's day, and Sunday morning because that's my geek and God day. I
Yeah,
have
not geeking
yeah,
God.
yeah, girl, that catch me white and nerdy. Um, that's when I play D
Riding
and D.
dirty, riding dirty. Hey, so probably let me see what because I'm waiting for this guy, my brother Suge, to come because he has a good perspective on the Kirk Franklin situation, and we're gonna get into it. The cult situation because One Love was definitely a part of Geno Jennings and the fraud dry throat cult,
See,
and it's a lot that we gonna get
I used to
into.
like Kirk. I used to like him, man, back in the day when he came out
So
with
you don't
Stomp.
like him, so you definitely got to come into this, yes.
I
But
used to love the
I
Stomp,
believe
man.
so.
Stomp was my song.
Yes, yeah. He brought like a newness to it, but then like One Love has her thoughts of it, and Suge has his thoughts, and I see where both. I'm like in the middle. I see where both of them coming from. Some people feel like he's sold out, and some people don't have that willpower. They don't have the more, once a certain amount gets introduced and the money comes in, you're gonna do that. Like I had an entwinement with Devon Franklin, and he went and did made his little beard marriage or whatever. But he know what it is, and please,
See, that's why I love you, Lady Sparkle. You reminded me of my
because
bestie.
I don't give a shit. Yeah, because
My
I don't
bestie
give a
used to
shit.
always
But
tell me who the download men was in the area, and
that's right. And shout out to under new management. He said on Jay Wilson, he said, baby, the ones that protest artists, it's like with ZX, like ZX, you protest artists. Okay, somebody, oh, you don't have to have the right to, I mean, y'all have the right to live, but
see, I'm
oh,
here's
let
the
me
thing.
go.
I'm
Yeah.
pro LGBTQ and I'm pro God. I love everybody because here's the thing. I don't
So
care.
you sound like One Love. She said, I will never come against the Bible. But it's gonna be an interesting conversation. I think y'all two could definitely, have a good rapport because y'all like on the same wavelength. And a lot of people,
I've heard One
there's a
Love
lot
on your
there.
channel before. I've heard her on your channel
Yeah, shout
before.
out to One Love, honey. Y'all please go check Agape for you 777, the number 4, Agape for you 777. and she's just a down to earth chick. She knows the street, she knows the church. She been through a lot, so and she deal with it. She's like a black sheep of just like me. Like some of us are outcasts. Like even with you, Charlie. Like we had a little hiccup with that psycho, but it is what it is. Not even a hiccup. We just had a misunderstanding. But I now said my Charlie is my Charlie, and I'm glad you woke up. Because I'm getting ready to cover
I
a
will
lot of
say
stuff.
this, I did not know how crazy that person was.
Yeah.
I thought they were nice. You know what I'm saying? I was
Girl,
just trying to be nice
yeah,
back, and then I
that
realized
one love school, you baby. She been dealing with that shit for years,
that
and I'm like,
motherfucker
damn,
was a stalker for real. Made
that's what he is. That's what
5
he
different
is.
accounts to stalk me. He finally
Wait,
left me
what?
alone. Yeah,
Wait,
like,
wait, wait,
girl,
wait,
if I open up
wait,
my
wait.
Instagram right now, there's like
Yeah,
5 different
send me the
accounts.
information. Let me give you my number in the back chat. I know you fucking lying, girl.
I
Ooh.
think I still got the screenshots or not. And then came in my chat. First off, he was commenting to himself on one of my videos. It was
What?
both of his accounts.
Wait a
Talking
minute.
about,
Wait, wait,
yeah,
wait, 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 wait.
hold on, let me
Mm-mm.
finish the
I need
story.
to take a break.
Okay,
Go.
so let me finish the story. Okay, so he comments and says that the trolls had told him that I didn't like him no more. I'm like, what troll? Because I haven't said that to you. If I ain't said it, then don't believe it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? And he came up in here and I was like, what? You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, let me screenshot
Child,
this
that's a
so I can
shame
say,
again. I mean, he swears, yeah, my number in the back chat. Like he swears I have a warrant in North Carolina. First of all, I've been to North Carolina what a couple of times, and my family is from there. How the fuck do I got a warrant? Like y'all gonna make me have a fucking warrant? You can't
if
make
that was the
somebody have
case,
something
you'd have
that's
done
not theirs.
God. Because if you get
I'd have
caught
been
with
got when they came to do that fake ass order. But say, girl, please, these people are so sick. But see, they trying to hide. Just like him, he tried to hide his own skeleton, but he fighting with another lady now. She said, he doing food stamp fraud and all kind of shit. So I'm trying to cover it. So y'all make sure y'all join in. I'll be live. And I supposed to be live 20 minutes ago, but
girl, you
yeah,
better
I'm gonna
get
be
over
live.
there. But thank you for jumping up here. You better
And
do
you know
your
I love
live.
you, girl. You know. Oh yes, I want y'all
I'll
over there. Make
catch
sure
your
y'all be.
replay, baby. I'll make sure I
Yes,
catch. And if
girl, cause
you still
baby, it's getting
live
ready to
when
go
I
down.
get off, we'll do a little
Yeah, I'm
redirecting.
about to. Yeah, I'm gonna be live. Yes, redirect if you can. I don't know how that redirect work. I know that $10 discount thing. It takes you back to wherever. But yeah, girl, I cannot believe it, girl. We got some new tea every day. That's crazy. Cause I know you didn't stay long, but and I tried to
I
be
only
cool with
knew
him,
the
like
guy
tried to
for
be
like
cordial with him.
3 or
Yeah,
4
like I told him,
days.
like, you can still come over. He's like telling this other, non-factor, that oh, I'm not cool with this person. Okay, but y'all wasn't cool. Y'all couldn't stand each other. Now all of a sudden, for the good of trying to go at one love and come at me, now y'all want to act like y'all so buddy buddy. Like, come on, be for real. I'm not a fake person. What you see on this app is what you get in real life, and it might be worse. See, that's the crazy part. That's why a lot of stuff I don't say, but I mean, he been spitting and threatening people, and not only him, because he got some good points against this other nutcase that hates on One Love because she didn't get the deke from California way before One Love was even thought of in the picture. But One Love got it. She had her love story, so what it is. But like y'all gonna pay for this lady. I mean, this lady is a number one narcissist. You stalking 6-year-old children, complacent with it. You claim that One Love trying to put a hit on. Girl, I mean, this saga just gets stupider and stupider. I mean, it's funny though. And then you got the fake ass activist Essie Berry. She run around talking about Steve Harvey is this person that. Girl, Steve Harvey is not on this damn internet, and damn sure ain't thinking about you. Girl, these people
Mm-mm.
are crazy,
He right
but I
now with his
love it.
wife and children doing whatever he
With
want to
his
do.
wife, minding his business, probably on the beach or on BLS, or just got off BLS because I listen to him every morning. I spoke to him, and I knew from the beginning that the man she trying to claim was not Steve Harvey. Some people probably took a little bit,
She done
but
got a
that's her
scammer.
narrative.
She done got a scammer.
Not she's a scam. She's a scam. That lady is a scam. But then she's gonna tell me to cut my penis, excuse me, cut my ick off. Like, lady, do you know that pre-op transsexuals they go through a lot? So you need to educate
Uh-huh.
yourself, but you supposed to be this activist for the trans community. See, people try to use our name, use our likeness, and act like, oh, I love them. I love. That's why you gotta watch. Like even with Jaguar. She's, oh, I love the trans community. Okay, you love the trans community, but you telling me, you ain't talking about your son. You trying to run down Kevin Hart and oh, him and The Rock is sleeping together. And they like, lady, go ahead. Y'all need mental help for real.
I'm gonna say this.
And this is-
I actually
this is-
encourage people before you ever, because that's a huge step to take, right? That's not a small step to take the surgery, right? I tell people think about it real hardcore before you do, because here's the thing: it's not where it needs to be medically wise to help. You know what I'm saying? A person, because the
Mhm.
you can lose all sensation, right? It can cause infections. So many people have to have like colostomy bags because they do something wrong. It's not where it
Oh, for
needs to be.
real? Damn. I
Yeah,
didn't know all
here's
that.
the thing. They messed up this one person, and they messed up their urethra to where they couldn't even pee anymore.
Oh
Like,
my God.
so that's why before you anybody ever makes those decisions, I tell them to really do their research, get you a damn good doctor, because that I'm gonna tell you something, that is
Yeah, that's
irreversible.
not a that's not like your arm or your leg or your chest. That's a sensitive area. And then why would you tell you supposed to be a trans activist, but you telling me to cut off something that can endanger? That's a big life decision. Like I had my trans sister Tony Newman. She been with LL Eddie Murphy. Well, she didn't be with Eddie Murphy. She knew people that was with Eddie Murphy. And rest in peace, Hot 97 DJ Mr. C you know. And she was like, she was telling, she said, baby, if you want to do this, it's a lot. If you're going to do that, it's a lot to it. So if you do that, make sure that that's what because you can bleed out. They could do something wrong, like you said. She said, make sure that's what you want to do. But I don't. I'm happy with me. I'm happy with, and believe it or not, most men like pre-op. They don't like post-op and a lot of them will leave you. They're like, I want, because a lot of them crave, a lot of the low down men, like a lot in the beef sector, they like to crave geek. Just like with
Yep.
ZX, he likes geek.
Well,
ZX, because the
let me
way
tell
you
you why
focus.
they fetishize the trans women. It's
Hmm.
because they get the best of both worlds in their mind. They get the D that they want, right? But while the look
Oh,
of a woman, so they don't feel as if they're doing anything wrong or anything like that. Because see, they got that preconceived notion in their brain that they have to be with a woman, right? But technically they're down low, right? So they get both. They get the presentation. You get what I'm saying? With also, having the other thing that they want. And so that's why they fetishize y'all a lot of times, which it
yeah.
I know that it's hard to
Mhm.
probably be in your position because you don't know if somebody is wanting you for you or to fetishize you.
Mhm. Yeah, very hard. But what? I take it as it comes. Like yesterday, I was walking this guy, and then you gotta see. I can get the vibe. A lot of women and men, because I ain't only just men that's deceiving women. It go vice versa too. With the
Oh yeah.
studs, like even with Jay Dunn, and the situation. Not saying that she doing that, but she, even this heat was saying, a lot of studs wouldn't fantasize or would not fantasize, wouldn't say some of the questionable stuff that Jadon says, if you're a true like that's I guess it's a mixed signal with
Well,
this heat. And
technically,
I would
Jay
like to talk.
Dunn isn't a stud. She'll tell you that. She jokes about it, but she's not.
Oh,
She's a
she's not.
lesbian. Yeah,
Oh,
she's not a stud. So people will sit
oh,
there and
she's a
keep
lesbian.
calling her
I don't
that.
know the difference. That's what I want, and I want Jay Dunn and this heat. If y'all want to come in and join the conversation, because I want to know, get more into the woman side of it, like the lesbians, the studs, the aggressives, the femmes. Because I don't know if they got the lipstick lesbians. I think the pillow princesses, like they got some of the stuff that I never heard of. you
Yeah,
know,
like a
and
pillow princess. Then they have touch me nots. A touch me not
what
is
the hell is that?
okay. So
Touch me? What?
a
Girl,
touch me
stop.
not. It's a stud who does not like to be pleasured. They like to do the pleasuring. So like they don't
Oh,
want the other woman to do anything for them in that manner. So they're called touch me nots. They like to do all the pleasuring. Um, they don't want to be
mhm.
stimulated by the woman or anything. They find their pleasure in
Oh,
pleasuring the other person. That's why it's called a touch me not. And then you have
mhm.
pillow princesses basically want to be touched but don't want to do anything back to the other person. Or
That's
you know,
confusing. I mean, I
and then
get it, but I guess it's like with the the gay side of it, and I guess ODS and anybody that can come and verify. They are like we have the what do you call it? The tops, the bottoms. I think Brian said he's a bear, which is
Yeah.
basically like I guess the top. They don't really like to, they don't like
Well,
to.
bears can be bottoms or tops. And then you also have
Oh,
verses. A verse, a person that can be either or. Um,
yeah, either or. Yeah.
a bear basically is a man that's more you don't suspect if you were to meet him that he is, and if you he's like, it's just usually stands for a big guy, like kind of situation.
Oh,
Like they look like a bear. That's
yeah,
where it comes
like a
from.
grizzly bear. Oh,
Yes.
okay.
So
He's
that's why
cool
they
to me. Then.
girl, I ain't even LGBTQ, right?
And
But
that's all like, damn, see,
I
we need to have this
educated
conversation.
myself,
Right.
and
Yeah.
you
That's what a lot of people
you
need
have
to
your
do. Educate
femboys.
yourself. Yeah, yeah, the femboys. Like, I guess Rodney and Roe would be femboys.
Mhm.
Like, I try to categorize it to like the B sector, like the ones that's like Rodney, he's an older guy, but he got a younger personality. Like you would think he was a young guy unless you heard him.
Yeah,
But
it's
he's like a
just
femboy. Yeah, Rodney. I mean, Roe is like Roe. I love Roe because Roe, honest Roe child, he be turning
I
it,
love
twisting it.
Honest
He
Row.
do. Yeah,
Um,
honest Roe be turning it, twisting it, and doing him, honey. He don't give a damn.
I
And
tell
yeah, like and then
everybody, don't
mhm,
necessarily label yourself. Just
uh-huh.
go have fun as long as you're not hurting anybody else, right? Or yourself.
And that's my thing. Like, why y'all so concerned about like Christians? Why can't y'all come off y'all high horse? Cause y'all got sin too. Y'all think y'all not gonna be judged? Like
Well,
people are living their lives. Like
do you
I
know
don't,
how
girl.
many hypocrites that I have met in the church that be doing worse? That be doing worse. I've known gay couples who have been in their relationship for 30 plus years, same partner, right? But yet over here you got Sally Joe, I'm making up a name, that's sleeping with every Tom, Dick, and Harry in the church, right? She's living in sin, but she's saying something about that couple that's been together for 30 something years. No, that's some hypocrisy right there. You being a hoe. You think that's not a sin? I'm just saying. You can't be making fun of other folks. And it's just like they say, sweep onto your doorstep first before you talk about anybody else's. Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, what do you think about Simon? I love my Simon. Simon, they say they can't stand Simon because Simon is annoying, but Simon is my baby. But Simon does, but I think Simon be trolling people. I
He
really do and
does.
get up under their
Because sometimes
skin.
Simon nice as hell to me, and other times he be talking shit. One minute he'd be like, "Hey," and then the next minute he'd be like, "But da 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 da." I'm like, Simon, chill the fuck out, bro. I'm like, chill, cause
Yeah,
like
Simon be funny. Simon funny. Simon, stop, leave my baby alone, Simon. I love my baby.
I'm gonna text you right quick, Lady Sparkle. Hold on, let me. Oh, did it? Shit, I done messed up a number. I would have texted some random ass individual. That would have been bad. Let me create new contact. Hey, pretty black TV. Hey, beautiful. How y'all doing
Shit.
this morning? I just texted you,
I didn't even
Jared.
know I was on mute. Did you hear what I said? I was
Hell
saying,
no, girl. You
yeah,
was
let
on
me.
mute.
I was on mute, but I said, let me know what channel. I'd rather do it on your channel and I just bring my audience over. People come over. So, let me know if Friday, Saturday, whatever day works for you. I know you said one of the days you got to do something. Maybe
Yeah,
Friday the first or Saturday.
Saturday is always my
Oh,
husband's day. And
Okay.
Sunday is my Geek and God. But if you would
The
like to
Lord.
do it this Friday, or if you can, it's whenever you
Friday.
want to get a yeah, if you want to get people together or whatever to do
Yeah,
it,
Friday.
I don't mind at all. If you
Okay.
want to do it on your channel or One Love's channel or
Yeah, no,
whoever,
yeah, yeah. Or either we can, what's the name it from each other. I can stream it to my, because I want to do it on your
yeah.
channel and then stream
Oh
because I
yeah,
would like to have Tulsa. Are you cool with Tulsa and Dimples
yeah.
and
I'm cool
Shauna?
with.
I don't know. Do you
Well,
know Dimples?
I'm cool
Oh,
with Shauna. I'm cool with
oh
Tulsa.
yeah, and
I
Tulsa.
don't have any
Yeah,
problems with
Dimples.
Lady Dimples. I don't know if she don't like me or not. I don't have any problems with her,
Yeah.
like myself.
Yeah, because I
From my
mean, like, she
outside.
just blocked me. I was trying to comment in her chat, and she just was like I wasn't seeing the comments, but I'm like, this is,
We should be
it's
cool
crazy. Like,
because
but I definitely,
we ain't had no
hmm,
problems. We ain't had no problems. Like I'm
I
cool with
hope
everybody.
so. Yeah, because like I never had no problems with her. I just, I used to mess with her, but then we started talking, and then she would like come against Tulsa because I think her and Tulsa, I don't know if they go back and forth like me and Tulsa go back and forth, but like I said,
You got to
Dimples, if
know how
you
to
out there,
take
you could,
Tulsa. You just got to know
yeah,
how to take
yeah.
her when
And
she's on
Tulsa
her
she does the
feelings.
Simon shit. She'll be trolling and then she'll be
Hmm.
serious. So you got Tulsa, you just gotta know when Tulsa's trolling. But she definitely gets the people going. Tulsa gets
Oh
the
yeah.
motherfuckers going. Yeah, just like me. Sometimes I can, but I try to be more, real and down to earth. But I would like Jay Wilson, Treasure, anybody from the beef sector, OGs, newbies, and anybody from all sectors. What's your thought? Maybe I'm trying to think of a good title, but we'll talk behind the scenes about a good title that we can make it that would get
I
people,
got you.
all out fireworks combo. Yeah, something like that. Something that would get the people engaged because we need to get some of the heterosexual point of views, the Christians, the pastors, the LGBTQI. Because I just found I think a trans man that's on YouTube. So I'm gonna try to tag him and see what's up. But it would be an interesting conversation to see everybody's points of view. Even ZX, but I know ZX probably ain't gonna come up because ZX is
Well,
he's a,
me and
a
ZX
a
don't have
different
any
one.
problems, to tell you the truth.
Oh, okay.
Actually,
So he might come over
we
here then.
cool too.
Oh, so he might come over here.
Yeah, I'm pretty much cool with everybody.
And what
Cause
about Brianna? That's my baby. And shout out to my Brianna. Brianna did
I've
stand up
known
for me with
Bree
the
since before Pettyville ever became Pettyville. Um,
Oh
I've
wow,
known her
really? Dang.
before
You
she
been out
started
here.
her channel. In the very beginning, Bree didn't want her channel. We pushed her to get her
Oh, she
channel. She
did
didn't
that?
want to do it. Nope, because she knew
Oh
what the
wow.
sector
I know she
gave,
loves it now.
and she got a good job, and she didn't want to messing with her job. And so at first she wasn't
Oh,
gonna
oh,
do
wow.
it. But then she's like,
Oh
we told her,
wow.
"What's there to be afraid of, Bree? What's there to really be afraid of? Just
Yeah,
talk
good
to your
channel.
job. Tell them that
Yeah.
tell them about your YouTube channel beforehand. So if anybody does try to call or bother,
Yeah.
they already
They
know
know.
about it."
Yeah, they know. That's what gets me though. That's what gets me. Like when they start calling jobs, calling houses, doing children. That's then it gets like even with Ken Nola. I don't know if you good with Ken Nola. You good with everybody.
Yeah,
I think you say I
yeah.
don't know.
I
Yeah.
don't have. There's
But
only
I love
one
my.
person who I've ever had a beef with,
Oh
one or two, and I don't even know why Intrinsic was trying to play with me that one day, but she did,
wait, what?
and yeah,
I
Intrinsic was
love
trying.
Ken.
Yeah, but that
Wait,
was
is
all.
she from the black sector? Somebody said I thought she was from the beef sector, but somebody said no, she's
Mm-mm.
from the black sector.
Yeah, she started with the black sector and then came over here. But I don't really,
Oh,
in my
okay.
heart, if you see this, Intrinsic, I don't really have a problem with you. I just don't like slick shade. If you're gonna say it with your chest. Um,
Exactly. Thank you. And I no shade intrinsic because I don't know what happened, but yeah, but
we had
intrinsic pretty much.
it wasn't even that serious to me, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't that serious to her. You get what I'm
Mm,
saying? And then I had to cuss ghetto out
yeah,
once.
yeah.
Um,
I love my ghetto. Listen, ghetto left my ghetto. That's my yeah,
well,
that's
let me
some
tell
loose
you. Let me see what
sucker.
had happened was him and Max Boogie got into it over there at the hood table. Well, he started then saying something bad against the hood table, like he was gonna, trash her channel or her or something on the morning show when he was doing the morning show with Code, last season, not this
Oh,
season with
really?
Code. And
Wait.
mm-hmm,
You talking about buying every code?
yeah, Ghetto used to do the
Oh,
morning
damn,
show
girl,
with
you
him.
dropping the bombs, yeah, baby. Y'all better like this goddamn video. Baby, this is too much. I ain't know all this shit. Ooh, it's going
Girl,
down.
I've been a
Go
part
ahead,
of this
girl.
sector so but basically he used to do the morning show with him. Well, it was binary code, it was the ghetto and who was the third person? There was a third person. They used to do the morning show together. And then Max, we didn't hear, you know how fast Max be talking. We didn't hear her say Ghetto's real name. Right. So we didn't hear her dox him. Neither myself nor the hood table heard it. And that's how, like, so if we didn't hear it, didn't nobody else hear it. We were sitting right there with our volumes turned up. And he said, "You just gonna let her dox me, blah 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 blah," and got in the chat talking all kind of mess. And that's when the hood table didn't have the same thing. I jumped off the porch and I said, "Look," I said, "You wrong, because even though you and Max are into it, that ain't got nothing to do with her or her channel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. But I guess he
Because
just was in his
I'll
feelings. You know, my
jump off
good
the
that's how we
porch for
do.
the hood table. I'll jump off
Yeah,
the porch real quick."
yeah. Okay. So what about? Wait a minute. Okay, so because I know now Shakim and Audio is beefing. Well, really, I don't know what Shakim did because me and him, we was cool until the Mika situation, and I rides with Mika, but I was trying to be cordial with both. But then he started coming at me, talking about I sent him something explicit. If I did, I did. Okay, you're both. I'm a trans woman. You are, I guess a bisexual man or whatever you call yourself. What's the problem? I'm not ashamed of nothing I do. Because supposedly everybody did the pile on with the Discord and Mika doxed me. Mika didn't dox me. I put my identification out there, and I didn't put it out there for her. I put it out there for another snake in the black tea sector or whatever she want to call herself. So people did, but I guess they all wanted me to be mad at Mika. Like, why? I put it out there. If it wasn't for me putting it out there, nobody would have had nothing. And the gag is they still don't know my real name and they'll never know it. It's crazy. But it was a big old thing with the beans and the sour patches and this one and that. That's why I said I don't even be in Discord. I went to live in Discord once. It's first of all, it's too confusing. It's boring. I'd rather be on YouTube. No shade, Lemmy Daddy, but it's a lot that goes on. It's like a lot, but these people, they want. I can say I don't know if they want people to pick sides or they want people. It's like the beef sector. The sector is the sector. It's what's popping. It's gonna always be what's popping. No shade to the other sectors, but you're gonna always have something. But why would I be mad at her? Me and her talked about it. We good. We good. That's my boo. Shakim is my boo. He's my boo, but I heard he's a Nigerian scammer, so I don't know, child. It's
Oh,
a lot
child,
going
I
on.
can't, I can't do him because of the scams, the lies, the he
And
just
that's what I said. I'm like, what the hell is really going on? I want to get him on here to talk about it. What's really
he
going
gotta
on?
calm he gotta calm down a little bit. Time about he going on tour with Cardi B and Kendrick
Yeah,
Lamar, and yeah, child, he did
that's
that
what I'm trying
last
to
year.
figure out where this audio and him beef came from because audio just came off the porch. Like, you little short shit, and you did this and that. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, then I'm hearing audio and 88, Queen 88 broke up, or I don't know if they was doing a play. I mean, people been jumping in and out of it. Tracy and 88 don't like each other, but I like both of them. It's just so much in the Judge Fifi, corn bombing people channels, and they took Jay Wilson off the list. Jay Wilson said, "Shit, I ain't never met that lady, so how the hell I'm gonna be on the list?"
He's
It's a
like, "How
lot
did I
going
even
on.
make the list?" But now I'm gonna
Like
say
I,
this right here.
Jay Wilson, y'all, Jay Wilson told Ness, he said, "Baby," I love what Jay Wilson. He was like, "Baby," and they both said, I had them both up here, right? I said, saying that, I said, "Who started?" She said, "I got it from Jay Wilson." I said, "It's funny as hell when both of y'all said they both said just the same, baby." I'll be cracking up, but it's funny. But yeah, I mean, I like all of them, man. All of it. Like a lot of them don't like each other. Like I seen what's his name? That guy, that Jamaican guy, Kevin Kelly. He don't like Lemon. And he came out and was like, Olivia's boring. She's too old to be acting like that. This is the beef sector. Bertha, ain't no age limit to this shit. Besides underage. Bertha May that came out with her one tooth, done call me every goddamn thing in the book. I don't understand. Girl, bye. Like these people, you can't bang with Mama Fifi. You can't bang with Auntie Paulette. Like I just don't get it. Girl, stay in your bowling lane, lady. You want to love me. I can't love nobody with one tooth, girl. But anyway, yeah, I gotta see why Tim Blaine and Stomp Down. what's going on? Because I know Stomp Down went by Tracy house. It's so much, Tim Blaine, he threatened Stomp Down, threatened Tim Blaine. Tim Blaine said, "Come to my door, cause I'll be waiting for you." Ooh, child, it's the shame and the
Oh, I
scandal,
tell you
honey.
what, with them two, they're old school, right? So they're gonna go a little
Oh,
like hardcore.
wait. Tim and Stomp Down. I didn't even know they
Now,
had no
Stomp
music.
Down, he's not like OG or nothing like that, but Mr. Tim
Uh,
is.
yeah,
They've been in
Tim
the
is older
sector
than
for a
him.
long time. I don't know exactly when Stomp Down came in, to tell you the truth. Um,
Uh,
I can't remember the exact date because it was some probably around the time that I was taking my little breaky break. But I
oh,
will tell you, Mr. Tim has been here for a very long time. Um,
oh, wow.
and so they're gonna beef different than some of these young ones. You know what I'm saying? These young ones, they don't
Yeah,
beef like the old school people beef. So the old school, you can tell the difference when they go to beefing. I will say with 88, and I watched some of that the other night with Audio and 88. Basically, this is the breakdown for that. Queen 88, she has a real dude in her real life that she's talking to, right? And when she was talking to Audio, that's her partner, that's her friend. They actually talk behind the scenes kind of situation. And she she and him were just talking. It was never nothing like, oh my God, we're gonna do da 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 da. She never said. She said she never. He never saw her naked. No crap like that. She would joke about, I'm gonna go play on the phone with him, kind of situation. Um, and so she didn't want Audio or anybody in the public to think that she was leading him on or something. And the real dude that she's talking to. Uh-oh, they don't her stuff done knocked her off, y'all. But anyway, I'm so sorry for not saying hello to the big bad Aussie, and thank you. I do like Mr. If y'all don't know, there's a guy named Mr. Supreme, and he's pretty cool. Um, I like him. I met his channel through another person. Hey, Mr. Jim Carrington, the best Jim that ever was, ever will be. Hey, Mr. Buster. Also, Huggy Bear, I enjoyed watching your conversation with yourself. And what kind of biscuit? See, here's the thing. I don't like white gravy. I like the chocolate gravy because I'm not a big gravy person, but I can make any kind of gravy that there is. Now, my husband absolutely adores tomato gravy and biscuits. Hey, Miss Linda. Yeah, we were talking about, if y'all didn't understand, for some of y'all who don't know, we were talking about some beef sector stuff that's been going on. Because y'all know I'll be in all different sectors of YouTube. I'll be all over the place. I be everywhere, So beef sector's my home. That's where I originally come from. I saw you watch her the other day up in MU's. I saw you over there. She don't know I was in the clouds. I was doing stuff, but I saw her over there at Disney having fun and shit. She was having her some fun with her families. See, I be at everybody's house. Sometimes they just don't know. I'm like the person who sometimes don't say nothing, but I be there. People just don't be knowing. I be in the clouds sometimes in the bushes. I hope she's having fun right now and ain't too much in that heat. And I was surprised there wasn't more people at the park or whatnot during this summertime. Well, technically, I think, yeah, it's about time for some people to be doing their summer vacation. So I'm surprised there wasn't more people there. Oh snap! But I've been liking a lot of things, you know what I'm saying, that I see. Also, Mama Global, if you see this baby, I'm praying for you and I love you. I want to send you some love, some prayer. If y'all could all keep, there's a lady I know, y'all see her as Global Fire Entertainment or Global Entertainment. She comes in here. We call her Mama Global. If y'all could all say a little prayer that everything goes good for her and everything. So, if in case you see this, we love you and we miss you on these streets. We miss having our Mama Global. Woo child. And if y'all wonder where I get that woo child from, we have a lady in the beef sector called Miss Paulette. We call her Miss Paulette. Her name is Paulette Waters. She got her own channel, whatnot now, and she's doing her own content on the beef sector. That's one of her kind of catchphrases and whatnot is woo cha. um, but no, we were just talking about many different subjects and topics. ADHD, having fun with our brains. Um, that would be good to have a conversation about what's your aspects on things and how you feel, you know, what Lady Sparkle was talking about. If y'all didn't know, that was Lady Sparkle. Been knowing her for quite a while now. She's pretty cool people or whatnot. I hope y'all are all having a blessed and lovely day today and ain't nothing crazy gonna happen. Um, this coffee's hitting. I'm half asleep still. I don't know if I'm gonna wake up today. I couldn't sleep good last night. I had trouble with pain. Y'all know I have a degenerative disc disease, and my legs was just hurting last night, child. They was just ooh, that coffee just hitting y'all. But anyway, so the Huggy Bear, how you doing this morning? Big Bad Aussie, Miss Linda, Miss Watcher, Jim, World Unknown. Did you finish your pancakes? You made me hungry when you come in time about. So I know, and I know that was some good food. So I watched your short on the banana pudding, um, and everything, and hit that like button and all that good lovely stuff. I love banana pudding when my mama make it homemade. And the other day I was up on Vera Carey's live. She's a friend of mine, y'all. Y'all see her come in every once in a while. And I was they was talking about something and I had to mute up because I was eating me some fried catfish, some hush puppies, and I was eating me some French fries, and it was so delicious. Good morning, racing stars. Good morning, beautiful. How you doing this morning? How's your week been so far? I know so far mine's been okay. Y'all, my husband's over here playing. He be making me laugh. Yeah, I know. But how's everybody doing this morning? Everybody doing good? Child. Okay. Is Twin Mama coming on tonight? Does anybody know? We usually do Twin Mama on Thursdays. We probably usually do Fumble Friday. Anybody know if Twin Mama coming on tonight or not? And Watcher, we do miss you. I'm just saying, we miss our Watcher. We need to have Watcher Wednesdays, Twin Mama Thursdays, Fumble Friday. uh, Cause Watcher Wednesday just sounds good. It just sounds good. You know what I'm saying? And I enjoyed hitting Twin Mama's Lincoln up there, talking to him. Had a great conversation. It was awesome. I very rarely ever get to stay up that late or be hitting her Lincoln because most of the time I miss her show because I be asleep. But my sleep schedule's been off, so hey, it worked out. It worked out the way it was supposed to work out. Um, so it was awesome. Y'all, I swear to God, Watcher be ordering good ass food. Don't get on the phone with Watcher when she's ordering food. It'll make your ass hungry. I'm just saying, make you hungrier than hell. I swear, she be making me hungry. Yeah, I gotta knock off some of these notifications. I don't know if y'all like me and y'all end up getting like 50,000 different notifications on your phone, but I swear to God. So let me go click over here right quick and I'm gonna look and sees what's going on the streets. Um, and see if there's anything crazy going down on the community wows, or whatnot. Let's see. Oh, and oh, if y'all don't know who Supreme is, I'm gonna share out his channel. He's pretty cool. He's got some pretty cool topics. The other day I got gifted a membership. I got to get on. He's got some great membership topics. He has good conversations. He tries to help. Like he helps other people grow as well as he grows. You know what I'm saying? Like share the wealth kind of situation, and I like people who do that. Um, and they just be having good conversations over there. And so, thought for those who might want to, move around and find different places to go, you might want to go over there and check him out. Um, I've already shared Lady Sparkle's channel. Um, there's a lot of different places that I go. If y'all ever, want to check it out, y'all can. I share a lot on my community wall. Cause y'all know I'm not just in the beef sector. Beef sector is my home, but I go to many different sectors of YouTube, many different places. Um, I'll be all over the place. So one minute you might catch me in the beef sector, the next minute you might catch me in mob tube, the next minute you might catch me in I don't know what you want to call our beautiful people sector. But that's what I'm gonna start calling y'all, the beautiful people sector and the beautiful people, yeah. So Watcher and them, I want to know if we could name the sector, beautiful people sector, and need to ask all just everybody who don't hit the links, and then we need to ask Miss Betty, Miss Twin Mama, and Mr. Fumble and Miss Famby. Miss Amby and Mrs. Rubin and everybody racing, Miss Linda and Mr. Jim Kyrington, everybody. We need to ask, we need to make up a name for the sector because technically, y'all don't really have a sector name per se. And almost everything has like its own little niche, its own little sector name. So I was thinking the beautiful people, and bring that up for vote, and other people can come up with names. You know what I'm saying? Um, all of us come together and come up with a name. Um, instead of just everybody calling the haters or whatever. Um, you know, I was just thinking, because I visit, okay, let me try to name it off on one hand because there's so many. Latrice Island sector, Jaguar Right sector, Beef sector, Black sector, Mo 3 sector, the Beautiful People sector, the Mob Tube sector, the Drama sector, um, I know I'm missing something. The Latrice Allen sector. Sometimes I'll be over there in the church sector. I don't know what the name of that one sector is that I'll be visiting yet. I ain't figured it out. And like it's just so many different genres and sectors in YouTube that I go visit. You know what I'm saying? Beef sector is my home. It's where I'm from. So, that's just my home. But I'm saying like I visit a lot of different places, right? And I'm in a lot of different spaces. So you might catch like 50 people in here who don't necessarily know each other, but we can all get to know each other. I will say I don't know if Very Carey's going to do it, but on Friday nights, Very Carey does karaoke. Okay. And she'll sing or whatnot. And then we also have Fumble Friday. So, I'll try to spend some time over there at Carrie's, then I try to go over there to Mr. Fumbles, and I try to be in like 50 different places at once, right? Because I support everyone, and I enjoy everyone's content. I enjoy every person as a person. Um, and if you like are in here and you ever feel like you want to hit a link and just have a conversation, don't like if it's your first time ever being on a panel, don't be afraid to hit mine. I'm gonna make sure that you have a good time and there's no reason to be nervous. Like if you got something to say and you want to say it, that's why I pin my link. I want everybody to feel like they have a home here and they are able to speak their mind and their piece the way that they would want to. If you want to come up and spit some bars or sing a song or tell somebody else to go fuck themselves, that's also okay. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that I ask if anybody ever hits links, don't break terms of service. That's all. Very simple. Um, I want this to feel like a safe place for people and for all the different sectors to be able to come together and just have a regular show where we can just talk and be calm because early in the morning that's when I do my show. I don't think a lot of people want to fuss, fight, curse, all those things, and I do have to get that membership live going where we're going to do the roastathon. I'm gonna try to figure out what day is best for everyone, what time, because I know some people work during the morning times. I know some people are busy in the afternoon times, and I want us to be able to have a good time together and roast the hoe down. We're gonna have a roastathon. It's gonna be fun. I'm trying to try to figure out like a good time frame to do it, so that almost everybody can join in and have fun and laugh and all those good lovely things. Because I know that I like to roast pictures. Shoot, um, we could also do like how they do the Walmart photos where people like the people of Walmart. They call it the people of Walmart and all those different things. Hell, we could roast total strangers and just have fun. And I'm gonna do that. My question is, oh my God, y'all! I just saw this and I gotta show y'all. Hold on. Why I wanna see that. I wanna see. Oh Lord, sweet baby Jesus. Oh Jesus. And the people of Walmart photos, y'all gotta see this stuff. Y'all gotta see this. Okay, hold on, wait a minute. Let me share screen. Y'all gotta see some of this stuff, child. See, this is the kind of photos, not just people that we don't like, and there's a lot of people we don't like, and we're gonna roast them too. I'm just giving examples of things also. Like who told him it was a good idea and those shorts even fit him? Them shorts don't fit, baby. Them shorts is made for a little bitty child. Look, ain't got no acetal pills. And them shorts don't fit, baby. Them shorts don't fit. Or her or whoever you is. I don't know who you is. I don't know what your stuff is, but whoever told them, like literally, what, how? Ain't got a hip bone one, child. And those are actual leggings, but baby, that's too close to your skin tone. It don't look right. I don't know who told her to wear that, but it don't look right. You see all the cottage cheese up in that ass. And okay, the top would be okay if it wasn't for them dirty ass pants. Okay, and them shoes. Like, why you go to Walmart barefoot in a bathrobe? Lord, sweet baby Jesus. These are real pictures of real people at Walmart. Oh Lord, look at them shorts. Who told her that was cute? Who told? Oh Lord. Mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Like, sweet baby Jesus. Oh God, Jesus, Jesus. big back, big back. Okay. Look like you got titties on your back. Don't that straight up look like they got titties on the back? I mean, she got a nice ass, but the pants are not doing well for you, sweetheart. You know, I'm just saying. But that's what I'm saying. Is like there's all those photos you could do. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to hear the Bryan Kohberger? Impact statements? Because y'all know I don't mind playing it. Hold on. Bryan Kohberger impact statements. Let's see. Let's see if we can find a good video with those on them right quick. Let's find, I bet it's on Court TV. I bet it's on Court TV. Y'all know Court TV. Court TV, I always get most of my stuff from Court TV or from, there's breaking news on documents released for the Idaho student thing, right? All right, hold on. Let's check this out, y'all. I gotta pause this video before it starts. Oops, dang it. Thing. Let me get that back. All right. We're gonna watch this right quick, y'all. Let me put up my what do you call it? Fair use doctrine right quick. We're using this under the copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. So we gonna listen to this right quick. Okay, hold on just a minute, y'all. I'm gonna share screen. There's some new information. Police documents that are, being done. So I'm gonna make this big so we can watch it together, y'all. And thank you, Court TV, for having the backs of small content creators like myself and others, and y'all allowing us to comment on y'all's website and y'all's research that y'all do. So I do want to thank Court TV because a lot of us smaller channels, we do use Court TV, and Court TV doesn't strike us, and they have a YouTube channel. And so I want to thank Court TV themselves. Okay, let's listen, y'all.
Bombshell, new details in the Idaho student murders cases. New court documents are shedding light onto what really happened to Kaylee Goncalves, Madison Mogen, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin. Hundreds of documents were released by Moscow police within hours of Kohberger being sentenced to life in prison. The families got to face Kohberger in court, giving emotional impact statements. Court TV crime and justice correspondent Matt Johnson has more from Boise.
Julie, good morning. Powerful victim impact statements here at the Ada County Courthouse, but still no remorse or motive from the confessed killer.
All right, Mr. Kohberger, you have an opportunity to make a statement if you wish to. I take it you are declining.
I respectfully decline.
Bryan Kohberger offering no explanation for the brutal murders of 4 University of Idaho College students: Ethan Chapin, Madison Mogen, Kaylee Goncalves, and Xana Kernodle. The gallery brought to tears as the surviving roommates and the victims' families delivered emotional and painful victim impact statements. Some family members offering forgiveness, while others lashed out at the plea deal and no answers from Kohberger.
As for his sentence, we support the plea agreement. Society needs to be protected against this evil. Evil has many faces, and we now know this, but evil does not deserve our time and attention.
You will stand before our Lord and will have to answer to him over the sins you have committed in murdering our children. I am washing my hands of you and turning you over to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, whom vengeance belongs to.
Today, we are here to finish what you started. You tried to break our community apart. You tried to plant fear. You tried to divide us. You failed. Instead, your actions have united everyone in their disgust for you.
And Koberger now moves to the prison system where he begins serving 4 life sentences behind bars without the possibility of parole or appeal. Julie?
Our thanks to Matt Johnson there for that report. Now, our Court TV team is looking over the documents right now. So this morning, our team members are poring over them, and we're all wondering, what more are we going to learn about the murders of those 4 beautiful children? Let's talk right now about some new details we already have. I want to bring in our 2 great guests to talk about it with me. Criminology expert, author, and professor Dr. Debbie Goodman is here, and high-profile criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor Michael J. Brown is here as well. Good morning to you both. We heard from the Gonsalves family after the sentencing, and they shared some new details that were revealed to them about their daughter Kaylee's murder. Let's listen.
She was stabbed over 30 plus times, and she was struck, and there was quite a bit of damage to her face. So this guy's just an absolute monster.
We do know that another weapon was used on Kaylee. So we don't know what that weapon was, but
they didn't recover it.
Along with the knife was recovered, but Kaylee was not just stabbed. There was other things that happened to Kaylee.
Oh my gosh, how horrific. She wasn't just stabbed. There were other things that happened to her. We don't know what, and we don't know what weapon was used to do those other things. Dr. Debbie Goodman,
That is super sad. Also, good morning, ATR. This is super sad situation. These kids didn't deserve this. And this is a new update for y'all who don't know or just coming in on. They are, not only did he get the 4 life sentences, but on top of that, they're coming out with more information and releasing it to the public on the files and whatnot. And the families got to tell their impact statements, and they just stated that the Kaylee, there was a lot done to her, and that he had stabbed her over 30 times and other things, and they didn't find the weapon or whatever it was that he used against that child, and he himself has not made any statements or told the families why he did this. So he got a plea deal, but yeah, he may be doing 4 life sentences with he can't put the families through this again. Pretty much, he can't appeal. He can't say he didn't do it because he signed that into his thing, that he can't appeal it. He can't bring it back to court, and that he's going to spend the rest of his life in prison. But at the same instance, now he doesn't have to say why he did what he did. And I feel so sorry for those families because they may never understand why this happened. They may never understand why this person went after their children and did what he did. And he's basically not having to stand up and, admit to things and whatnot.
let me begin with you. Your thoughts on hearing this from the family, please.
Good morning, Julie, and if I may just commend your opening statement today. Absolutely awesome and amazing. Yesterday, of course, was a variety of emotions. It was brave, it was beautiful, it was bold. And now hearing from Mr. Gonsalves, we can only imagine the scope and scale of horror and terror that not only Kaylee would have endured, but the other 3 victims. So that revelation in and of itself, again, gives us a glimpse, Julie, into the absolutely demonic, evil, homicidal killer that this individual is. And unfortunately, what is likely to be revealed is going to be, again, very shocking, very startling. And I hope that if that's what the family members want, the details, then that will provide them with some type of closure, but it's going to get much worse, I think, before it gets better.
Dr. Debbie, you're so right. Thank you for that insight. Michael J. Brown, let me turn to you and share with you some new information that we have now that Moscow police released about roommate Bethany Funk. So she was one of the housemates who was able to survive this attack, was not present, didn't see Kohberger. She wasn't the one who saw him. Here's what she told police about why she and Dylan Mortensen, she's the one who saw him, why they didn't call for help and when they heard noises during the second police interview. So she said, they didn't call 911 because Bethany thought that Dylan might have been imagining what she was talking about. She said that they were both still drunk, both very groggy, that Bethany, prior to hearing the firecrackers she thought she heard Murphy, the dog, bark. She also heard what she thought was the beer pong table moving, cups falling, the table located in the living room, which is right above Bethany's bedroom. Bethany said she wasn't sure about the sequence of events, but she knows she heard Murphy bark, the beer pong table, and then the firecracker first before she called Dylan to see if she heard the same thing. Michael J. Brown, your thoughts upon hearing this new information, please.
Yeah, Julie, good morning. The revelation of this new information is so horrific because now it just compounds the problems. Now you have somebody who's going to have this, unfortunately, some guilt. And the families are now going to relive it again because they're getting this new information, as we saw in that press conference. I understand the court had to, well, not had to, but issued a gag order for the purposes of getting a fair trial. How necessary that was, I don't know, but that was the judge's discretion. But now what you're going to see is the revelation of all these new details, and it just is going to compound the victimization of these poor families. And it's unfortunate, but obviously once the case is over, the gag order by law must be lifted. So now we're going to get all these new details and they're not going to be pretty.
Yeah, Michael, you're right. Speaking of, let's take a look at what Corporal Brett Payne shared. This is new information we're just getting this morning about entering Maddie's bedroom. He said that he was one of the first of the Moscow police officers to go into the crime scene. This is what he saw when he went up to the third floor of the house where the bedroom was located. He said the bed was situated on the north wall. Both females, who were later identified as Maddie and Kaylee, were laying on their backs with their heads toward the east and their feet toward the west, which was also the direction of the only door to get into the room. Both Kaylee and Maddie had numerous visible stab wounds and were covered in a significant amount of blood. He also later noticed what appeared to be a tan leather knife sheath laying on the bed next to Maddie's right side. Dr. Debbie, what do you think about what the officer, the corporal rather, shared in his report about what he saw in the positioning of those two young ladies?
Right. Well, it would suggest to me, Julie, that really there was nowhere to go and no opportunity really to escape, even though it has been reported that victims fought back, and we would imagine they did their very best to overpower this monster. But there's no doubt in my mind the level of planning, premeditation, preparation that went into this. Again, the day, the time, the victimology, the location. He would have known about the vulnerability of the time at or near 4 to 4:20 a.m. when most individuals are indeed sleeping. So it's absolutely horrendous, horrific, and we can only imagine the terror of what went on, even if it were just a few minutes of the last breaths of life that this individual took away from our beautiful victims.
Mm-hmm. No, isn't that the truth? You're so right, Dr. Debbie. Michael J. Brown, when I think about that officer spotting the knife sheath, I keep thinking about the good police work and how they were able to collect it so carefully that they got that little bit of DNA on the snap, huh?
Big deal, Julie. And listen, everybody likes to criticize the police. They didn't do this, they didn't do that. But in this particular case, they did good police work. They did their circumstantial evidence. They built their blocks to build the house. And I think ultimately that's what led to him pleading guilty and avoiding a trial. And that was a big deal that is a big deal for the victims' families, and that they didn't have to endure that. And I think that was in large part to the police work, and they need to get credit. And I know some of the victims' families acknowledge that in court, and I'm sure that went appreciated by the local law enforcement.
I feel so sad for the families having to hear. I don't know what's going on with their feed, but I feel so sad and heartbroken for the families having to rewatch or rehear any of this, like finding out how your child got murdered, how your child got hurt in the first place. It's those poor children. Imagine the pain and the crazy. And the person who did survive, like survivor's guilt is a huge thing. Um, you know, um, they had it's just to know that you made it through but your friends didn't. That's really gotta hurt. um let's see um if we can see any more information. It seems that for some reason their feed stopped on this. I'm not sure. Let's see if we can re-up and see if anything may have to end up going because it seems like their feed just stopped right in the middle of him speaking. So I'm going to go back here and see if maybe they are um, redoing another thing. Let's see. The motive is still unknown. We know that. And the Gonclave's family confirms Monster stabbed Kaylee more than 30 times. More than 30 times. Let's see if we can find more information on what is like, let's see. Let's see here. Let's go through this and okay, so we already watched for some reason their stuff ended when the dude was talking. I don't know why that did it that way, but let's see if we can find any more information here. I have to wait for the thing to go through. Yeah, survivor's guilt. It's you got to imagine you're the one who made it. You know what I'm saying? And your friends are no longer here with you. The people that you care about are no longer here with you. And you know that they passed away in a very bad way. Like,
imagine.
So that was so many ads. So many ads, y'all. So that's what they show. Let's see. I would like to hear the victim impact statements. It says there were 2 roommates that actually made it through it that night. Bethany Funky made it through it. She had taken her dog Murphy outside when she saw the unknown man. So she was walking her dog. That's what saved her life. And then the other one was Dylan Mornston. He's the one that made it through. Let me find. I'm going to look for the victim impact statements. Other documents recount personal interactions Kohlberg had before his arrest. Kohlberg spoke with police briefly. He was arrested at his parents' home in Albrightsville, Pennsylvania, about 6 weeks after the killings. He was taken to state police barracks to be interviewed by officers from the Moscow Police Department, Idaho State Police, and the FBI. They chatted about the Washington State football team, Kohlberg's doctorate studies in criminal justice, his required duties to be a teaching assistant while in college, and why he wanted to become a professor. Kohlberg eventually said he understood they were engaging in small talk, but he would appreciate if the officers explained what they wanted. One detective told him it was because of what had happened in Moscow, asked if he knew what had transpired, and he replied, of course. Did he want to talk about it? Well, I think I would need a lawyer, Kohlberg replied. So he you know, I like, we know the guy's crazy. We know he's batshit crazy to do some shit like that. Like, for you to stab somebody 30 freaking times, like, yeah, you got some issues there, bro. You got some issues. Let's see. I'm gonna go back here, and I'm going to look at where the family were speaking about the press release right here. We're going to listen to this, and I'm going to try to find all the victim impact statements. Oh, hold on. Sorry, y'all.
Welcome back to Court TV. Moments ago, the penalty phase in the Idaho student murders case wrapped up. Bryan Kohberger pleaded guilty to killing 4 University of Idaho students in 2022, and by doing so, he avoided the death penalty. After listening to several victim impact statements from friends and family members of the victims, the judge sentenced Kohberger to 4 consecutive life sentences. Following the sentencing, family members of the victims spoke to the press. Let's take you there now.
As a prelude, it's been a long and emotional morning, so please show some grace to the families as they answer your questions. Thanks so much.
Well, it's almost been 3 years, and today's the end of a long, hard-fought battle. But we have our person, and we have him where he belongs. So for that, we are thankful for all the men and women that put the work together, put this case together. And once it's part of the court system, it was a little ugly, but we got that conviction, and we're glad to be moving on. We're glad we can move on.
Steve, if you're the judge talked about how you may never know one, and it may not be to try to answer why this makes sense. It makes sense. What do you feel?
There's some truth to that, but then, there's also the fact that, what would he tell as a lie as to opposed to the truth, so.
The knife, if he gave the knife up, or if he gave a part of his kill kit, if he gave out facts that only the killer would know,
It would corroborate things.
It would corroborate things, and he even addressed there's been way too many conspiracies, and the surviving witnesses had to go through hell. Well, no better way to protect them than by getting some of those details. If you got those details, then as simple as just saying I did it solo would have been valuable, I think. And we stand by the negotiation wasn't justice. It was just a shortcut, and we said from the very beginning we're not interested in the shortcut for our daughter. We wanted everything.
Steve, you turned the podium at one point. Tell us about why you wanted to stay there.
Because he's a coward. He's been protected by the court from day one, the minute that he was arrested. So I wanted to let him know that I was directing everything towards him, and his days of being protected are coming to an end. From what I've been explained, he gets on a van today, and he's got like 12-minute ride, and then he'll be the responsibility of Idaho State.
Were you planning on turning the podium though, or did you do that?
I remember reading it saying "do not move," so I was like, "Well, I'm moving this." I just kind of made that decision right then and there. So, I want to make it as difficult as possible. I knew my daughter was going to do a speech, and I'd heard it, and I was like, "He's going to hate this. He's going to hate this next set of people that are going to come forward and really rip into him and really expose him for what kind of a piece of trash he was." And we've been waiting a long time to say some of those things that needed to be said.
Stephen Jr., you chose not to speak.
I've written up a statement. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe this is where you do.
Okay. Well, allow me a second.
Maybe it wasn't court appropriate.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't. Yeah, my name's Steven Gonzalez. I'm Kaylee's older brother. She was my little sister, my friend, the middle child in the heart of our family. There are no words that can fully describe her spirit. But if you knew her, you knew joy, you knew light, you knew someone who made everything better just by being in the room. My statement was largely grounded in one goal, and that was to do everything for anyone who listens to this and has to go through something similar, to not have to endure what we had. My family's fought tirelessly, not just for answers, but for accountability. We've stood in front of cameras, behind closed doors, and across from people who didn't want us to speak, but we did, and we won't stop now. Across nearly every murder case prosecuted by Bill Thompson, including the killing of University of Idaho football player Eric McMillan, there is a clear and troubling pattern. Families are left feeling unheard, justice is negotiated down through plea deals, and the public is left with unanswered questions. In the McMillan case, charges were reduced from first-degree to second-degree murder, prompting confusion and outrage from the victim's family and community. The same pattern is emerged in the Silas Parks and John Lee cases, both of which prosecuted by Bill Thompson, where capital-eligible crimes were resolved through plea agreements, sidestepping trials and diminishing public accountability. The most egregious of these crimes was the brutal killing of Whitney Parks, a young pregnant woman whose life was taken by her husband, Silas Parks, during a violent domestic assault. Whitney was only 22 years old. Whitney was beaten and strangled in her own home, an act of cruelty that not only ended her life, but also the life of her unborn child. And yet, despite the devastating nature of this crime, Bill Thompson reduced the charges from murder to voluntary manslaughter, ultimately securing a sentence that allowed Parks the possibility of parole after just 5 years. There was no trial, no full accounting of what Whitney endured, no acknowledgement in the legal outcomes of the child she was carrying. For Whitney's family, for anyone who believes that justice system should speak forcefully for victims, this wasn't justice. It was a deal, and it was like so many others under Thompson's watch. It prioritized expedience over accountability. Now, almost predictably, we find ourselves reliving that pattern in the current case. Despite the magnitude and brutality of the crime, the prosecution chose to accept a plea deal behind closed doors, without trial, without ever consulting our family in any meaningful way. In fact, we learned from the plea deal that had been finalized from an email from the prosecution team. Not in person, not with warning, not with respect. That moment underscored what we feared all along, and that this case was following the same well-worn path toward expedience over justice. Sentencing once again fails to reflect the severity of the act, and the emotional fallout has landed again on the shoulders of the victims' families, who have been left out, unheard, and grieving not just a horrific loss, but a system that continues to bypass them. The through line is undeniable. Whether it's 2004 or 2025, this prosecutional, is that a word? Sorry. Prosecutional approach has consistently abandoned the very approach it is, or the very people it is supposed to protect. The trims you'll notice from Thompson's prosecuted crimes are the following: plea bargains avoiding capital punishment, charge reductions, sentences that misalign with the gravity of the crime, lack of trial due to plea bargains. These aren't just failures in process, they're failures that have real consequences for real people. After reviewing Bill Thompson's history, it's clear our family was never given a fair chance at justice. But this isn't just about a prosecutor's record. It's about Kaylee. It's about my sister. She's not just one of the Idaho 4. She was a daughter, a sister, a best friend, and the light in every room she walked into. When the prosecution followed the same path we've seen before, closed doors, limited input, and a plea deal handed down without our voice, it became painfully clear that Kaylee was being treated just like another case. But she wasn't. She was everything to us. And our pain has only deepened, knowing that the system didn't fight for her the way she deserved. I'll leave everyone with this. There's 1,000 things I wish I could say to Kaylee, but today I'll just say this. I will always carry her with me for the rest of my life, and I will never stop being her brother.
Steve,
thank you.
Now that the gag order is lifted,
Listening to Stephen Gonsalves there give his comments. Obviously very understandable, they are not happy about what took place there and him expressing his emotions. Our hearts go out to him and his family and everyone else involved in this case. Before we head to break, we do have a quick programming note. We have a special hour planned tonight at 7 Eastern right here on Court TV. We're going to bring you the emotional victim impact statements that were delivered today inside that Idaho courtroom as Bryan Kohberger learned his fate for killing those 4 college students. Court TV crime and justice correspondent Matt Johnson will bring you this special hour live from Idaho, starting again at 7 Eastern tonight, right here on Court TV. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more of that family press conference after the break.
Tonight on Closing Arguments, emotional victim impact statements as admitted quadruple murderer Bryan Kohberger faces sentencing. We're live from Boise with the latest.
Closing Arguments tonight at 8, 7 Central, only on Court TV. To the rescue workers, to the neighbors, and to our viewers across the country for turning their broken hearts into helping hands.
Welcome back to Court TV. Confessed killer Bryan Kohberger will spend the rest of his life in prison. Kohberger pleaded guilty to killing 4 University of Idaho students. By doing so, he avoided the death penalty. Today, a judge sentenced him to 4 consecutive life sentences for his crimes. After the sentencing, family members of victim Kaylee Gonsalves spoke to the media.
the last 2.5 years from the investigators, from the prosecutors, that you can share with us now?
Well, I think it was kind of interesting that once the president sent a truth statement out, they called us right up and they told us everything. So I don't know what was holding them back before, but we spent about 3 hours, close to 3 hours with the lead detectives, and we found because our main thing was we didn't want to have victims advocate statements that had lies and misquotes and misinformation in it. So I appreciate the president, putting a little bit of pressure on there, and it seemed to work. Up until that time, they told us they were not going to tell us, and we were going to have to just wait for the things to be unsealed. But yeah, it was horrific what Kaylee went through. Yeah, and I don't want to protect this guy, but I won't give out all the details. I'll be general, but yeah, she was stabbed over 30 plus times, and she was struck, and there was quite a bit of damage to her face. So this guy's just an absolute monster. Anyone who thinks that he's otherwise, I just looked at pure demons out there. When I was looking at him, we had to stare down, and he's just filled with demons. He's dark pits of eyes, and there's something seriously wrong with that man.
Steve, why was it important for you to look him directly in the eyes? And what did you say as you spoke to him?
I looked her straight in the eyes, and I just seen black holes and just anger at me. He was.
It's the most personal one. Like,
Yeah,
look at me
yeah,
in my eye. You took my daughter's life. Look at me.
Yeah,
Did your family get something today that it needed?
Yeah, 100%.
It's a little early to actually even answer that for myself. I think that kind of stuff needs to set in and sink in, and you regret maybe saying some things, or you wish that you would have said things. So I think right now we're just kind of in the mix of the tornado, and the real feelings.
As the spotlight then fades, what do you want the public to remember? Do you always think it's
our main thing is hopefully this could be a template for another family that, you can use the media as much as they're using you. You can use it to keep people accountable, keep people honest, keep the court system, treating you with a little bit of respect. And I think that's what we did. And the more that you get active, I think the more chance that you're going to get that justice in the end. I think you really got to try to make your kids stand out, or whoever you're trying to protect, you make them real. Get on the internet and talk to people.
Before you go, and I know you want to go, I want to ask Olivia today. Is spectacular. But Olivia asked the question: what was the other weapon? So despite this meeting having prosecutors, there still sounds like there's something that
No, we do know that another weapon was used on Kaylee. So we don't know what that weapon was, but
They didn't recover it.
along with the knife was recovered. But Kaylee was not just stabbed. There was other things that happened to Kaylee.
Talk about that a little. The conversation we had with the prosecution was about healing more than anything. It was about giving the victims' families answers. And they may share some of that information at a later date, but today's not the day for that. Today is about the sentencing. It's about putting the defendant in prison for the rest of his life. So there may be more details to come about that, but that conversation that they had was about the healing process and finding some answers that they had. And so we may share at a later date, but today's not the day. Okay?
Thank you guys.
Because of him, for beautiful, genuine, compassionate people were taken from this world for no reason. He took them from me, my friends, my people who felt like my home, the people I looked up to and adored more than anyone. He took away my ability to trust the world around me. What he did shattered me in places I didn't know could break.
Why did I get to live and not them? For the longest time, I could not even look at their families without feeling sick with guilt. I did not know what to say or what to do. I was terrified that my presence just made their pain worse. And I was still here when their kid, their siblings, and their friends, their loved ones should have been here instead. For a long time, I could barely get out of bed, but one day I realized I have to live for them. They did not get the chance to keep living, but I do, and I will not take that for granted. So now every day I remind myself to live for them, and everything I do it with them in mind.
I know that that child is going to have a long road ahead of her, and I hope that she is seeking a counselor. The two roommates who actually survived this attack are going to have survivor's guilt and not understanding why they are alive but their friends are not. The unsealed documents, I'm going to see if we can find that. Unsealed documents. Um, let's see what they say right here. Okay. It says, with Brian Kohlberger now set to spend the rest of his life in prison for the brutal 2022 murders of 4 University Idaho students, a trove of documents in the case have been released, though many others could stay hidden for much longer, if not for good. The Moscow Police Department, just hours after the 30-year-old was sentenced Wednesday to life without the possibility of parole, released hundreds of documents related to the investigation. They shed light on how former friends and fellow students described him, the disturbing murder scene at the King Road house, what his first interview with officers after his arrest entailed, and Kohlberger's life in prison. More documents now are expected to be made public on a rolling basis as they are reviewed, the city of Moscow said. Kohlberger admitted fatally stabbing Kaylee Goncalves, Ethan Chapin, Xana Kernodle, and Madison Mogen at their off-campus home, but this plea agreement left key questions unanswered, including his motive, why he targeted the victims, and why 2 roommates were spared in the grisly crime that rocked the small college town of Moscow. By accepting a plea deal to stay off death row, Kohlberger avoided a high-profile trial at which those matters almost certainly would have come up. And after he declined to speak at his sentencing hearing, interest in the sealed documents grew for the victims' families and the public. State Judge Steve Hippler last week lifted a gag order in the case, but declined the media's motion to intervene and unseal documents, which could well shed light on the lingering unknowns. Only after the sentencing, the judge said, would the court begin a fresh review of the sealed filings, including exhibits and records related to evidence court documents show. Hippler also cautioned that the process is going to take time, and I'm not talking days. I'm probably talking about weeks for that to be accomplished. He said, I'm unlikely to unseal much until after the sentencing, after the appeals period has run. Judges often delay unsealing documents until the appeals process is resolved to protect the defendant's right to due process and ensure it's not jeopardized by sensitive information in the filings, said Jeremy Eldridge, a criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor in Baltimore. While Kohlberger waived his right to appeal his plea and sentence and to seek leniency or reconsideration of his sentence as part of his plea agreement, he still has the right to request these options. Though doing so is highly unlikely and almost certainly would not be in his best interest, Eldridge said. In Idaho District Court, where the case was heard, a notice of appeal must be filed within 42 days, roughly early September, according to state Supreme Court. That's unlikely how long Hippler will wait before making a determination about many of the sealed documents in the case, said Eldridge, a partner of Zealous Advocates, a firm with multiple locations and a coalition of lawyers that takes on large or high-profile cases. As long as the legal window is open, some of the case's sealed documents and whatever details they might reveal about the crime are likely to stay secret from the public. Documents reveal interactions with students and friends. Among the documents detailing the Moscow Police Department's investigation was a description of an interview investigators conducted with a former friend of Kohlberg, who described him as intelligent but also selfish. The Washington State University student who was referred to as L, said Kohlberger, would often mislead him when it came to the shared work and would have L complete work meant for Kohlberger. Kohlberger was a graduate student and teaching assistant at Washington State University Department of Criminal Justice and Criminology. Kohlberger also tried to use his authority as a teacher assistant to inappropriately interact with female students, L said, adding he thought Kohlberger wanted a girlfriend since they spoke about that on many occasions, according to the documents. L said Kohlberger asked him to help fight allegations that threatened his teaching assistant position. After the killings, L said Kohlberger began to talk much more than usual, which he characterized as coming from someone who wanted to vent. L said they liked to discuss his area of study, which was criminal decision making in crimes like burglary. L also told the police he thought he noticed injuries on Kohlberger's face and hands on 2 occasions in October and November of 2022. One of the large scratch on Kohlberger's face, which L described as looking like scratches from fingernails. Another injury he thought he twice saw was Kohlberger's wounded knuckles. He said he had asked Kohlberger about it, and Kohlberger told him he had been in a car accident, according to the documents. A woman who was in class where Kohlberger was a teacher's assistant in the fall of 2022 said she saw several photos of her and her friends on his phone while watching a Dateline special on the Erder case, according to the newly released documents. She said she had never spoken to Kohlberger, but that he sat near her when he attended class, which she noted was rarely. The student said she thinks the photos she saw on TV special were taken from her Instagram account, which was public in 2022. New details emerged on the aftermath of gruesome murders. Newly released documents also gave details on the aftermath of the gruesome murders, from the police response to the scene to the first interview with Kohlberger following his arrest. Moscow police officers who responded to the King Road house on the morning of the murders described a disturbing scene, with one officer saying it was obvious and an intense struggle had occurred. Documents released Wednesday show. One officer said Kaylee was unrecognizable as her facial structure was extremely damaged. Another officer said they were unable to comprehend exactly what I was looking at while trying to discern the nature of the injuries. At least 2 officers reported the back patio door was open upon arrival and there were footprints in the snow outside the door. One officer reported a black backpack found in the backyard. On the night of the murders, Bethany Funk, one of the surviving roommates, told police she heard what sounded like a firecracker and called another roommate, Dylan Mornston, who told her she saw someone wearing black walking around the house, according to the newly released documents. The next day, one of the surviving roommates called a friend around noon and asked them and another person to come over as she thought something was not right in her house, according to the documents. Upon entering Xana Kernoodle's room, the friend said he initially didn't realize there was dry blood in the room. Once the witness realized it was blood, he started uncontrollably crying and told everyone to get out of the house and called the police, the document said. Kohlberger's phone calls from jail. On December 30th, 2022, Kohlberger had his first interview with officers after his arrest, documents show. The interview involved small talk for much of the time, but was quickly shut down when the officers started asking Kohlberger about the Idaho murders. When asked if he knew what happened, Kohlberger told the investigators that he was aware of the homicide, but only because he had received an alert on his phone from the university. Asked if Kohlberger wanted to talk about the murders, the defendant replied, "Well, I think I would need a lawyer," according to the documents. When pressed further, Kohlberger again retained that he wanted to talk to an attorney, the officer wrote. Documents released Wednesday also shed light on Kohlberger's time in Latha County Jail in Moscow. After his arrest, Kohlberger took long showers and barely slept. An inmate housed next to him said, according to one document. Kohlberger would wash his hands dozens of times a day and would spend up to an hour in the showers, according to the investigation documents. He would spend almost all of his nights awake, only taking a nap during the day, the inmate said, according to the documents. Kohlberger also would move around throughout the night, which would annoy his neighboring inmate. Kohlberger spoke with his mother for hours every day via video call while in jail, according to the documents. Judge must protect the process. Lawyers on both sides originally requested some documents and evidence be sealed by the court before the trial to protect Kohlberger's right to a fair process, to protect the identities and personal information of sources and witnesses, and to avoid disclosing investigation methods, according to the court filings now available online. Now the sentencing is over. Hippler intends to review and waives other documents that were sealed by the court, he said last week, to determine whether each filing is appropriate to release to the public with or without redactions in line with state rules and with an eye towards protecting personal information, such as social security numbers and people from undue harassment. Lawyers will also be able to object to the unsealing of filings and request redactions as documents are considered in tranches newest to oldest, the judge added. But the process could be delayed or upended if Kohlberger seeks an appeal, a right the U.S. Supreme Court has ruled defendants maintain even if they have waived it, Hippler said last week. The High Court ruled in Garza versus Idaho in 2019 that defense attorneys must file such a request, calling the filing of a notice of appeal a mistrial task, and reaffirming even defendants who have agreed to an appeal waiver as a part of a plea agreement still have that right. The Supreme Court doesn't say that means the lawyer has to write the appeal, has to argue the appeal. What it is saying is that it is a mistrial task, and we want you to go ahead and file the paper with the court, Eldridge said. If Kohlberger asks his lawyer to file a notice of appeal, no one is saying that it doesn't breach the plea agreement, he said, but the fact that there is that possibility that it could happen is what is slowing down the disclosure of the sealed documents. While Kohlberger has not indicated he wants an appeal, it is the judge's job to protect the process. Eldridge said, ultimately, the defendant's due process at this point is paramount to the public's interest in viewing documents. I think the court was wise to say we can't speak in definitive terms about a defendant exercising his post-trial rights until this time has passed, he added. Appeal could nix the plea deal. Just because defendants who agree to waive their rights to appeal can still ask their lawyer to pursue one doesn't mean it's in their best interest, Eldridge said. It is unlikely event Kohlberger does appeal, he could have a lot to lose. If the court finds a defendant's appeal violates their plea agreement, the state could reopen the case, Eldridge said. If he were to file an appeal that was violative of his plea agreement, then all bets are off. You're back to, in Latin, what's called the status quo ante, or very beginning, which is not where anybody wants to be, Eldridge said, especially Kohlberger, whose deal precludes the death penalty. Without wading into specifics, the Supreme Court also ruled defendants could appeal on grounds outside a plea agreement, but these instances are very limited and it is difficult to contemplate or think of what would be outside the scope of a deal, Eldridge said. Typically, when defendants enter a guilty plea, they sign an advisement explaining their rights. In exchange, if it's like a contract, you're saying to the state and to the court, hey, you've made the plea offer to me. I want to accept this plea. And in consideration and trade, I am agreeing that I'm not going to appeal my case to the next highest court, Eldridge said. These are very common, he added. There's no problem with that. Still, it is possible this isn't the end of Kohlberg's dealings with the court, Eldridge said. Legal equivalent of a lottery ticket. After appeals windows closes and his conviction becomes final, Kohlberger, like any defendant, can file post-conviction motions. These can include arguing an attorney was ineffective or a plea wasn't voluntary. These are not appeals, Eldridge said, so they would not violate or interfere with a defendant's plea agreement. And importantly, some of these other motions don't come with repercussions. When people are serving lengthy sentences, they spend their time trying to find a way to write themselves out of jail. So most people will avail themselves of any legal recourse that is available to them, Eldridge said. Such efforts could include motions, he added, equivalent of buying a lottery ticket. I don't, let's see. Let me look. Okay, so these are all the motions, I believe, right here. I'm just going to show y'all something. Let me exit off some of this stuff right here so I can show y'all. Okay. Hey, Crazy Brat. Have a good day, Miss Linda. Huggies, Miss Jim. I'm gonna show y'all some of the court documents, right? Or it's what has been filed or whatnot. So I'm gonna show y'all in the Kohlberg case. So this is the state of Idaho versus Brian C. Kohlberger. Right here, it shows you dates of when things were put in and all this other stuff. In the matter of a change of venue, order granting defendant's motion to change venue, expert witness disclosure, motion and memoriam in support of motion to tribute the proceedings and apply the rules of evidence. So these are motions. Notice of intent to seek the death penalty, failure to present aggravators, notice of intent to seek the death penalty, vagueness, contemporary standard of decency, international law, motion to strike state's notice pursuant of IC 1840004A on grounds of arbitrariness, motion to strike the death penalty. States respond and supplement response to defendant's request for discovery. Defendants, like these are motions that they brought up to the court. So you can sit there and look, this, they've been sealing things and, all this other stuff. It's quite a bit actually. I'm going to put this in the chat if anybody wants to go through and look at all these motions. Right quick. So I'm going to actually share this. This is from the case files, like the motions and stuff. I don't know if anybody wants to look at that or not. It's up to y'all, but have a good day, world. And I'm just going to actually jump off here in a minute myself, but I wanted to make sure, like let's say we can look at this, right? So this this right here shows the actual court documents. This was a state of Idaho versus Brian Kohlberger request to obtain approval to video audio recording broadcast or for photography at court proceeding. It was denied on 1/2/24. It tells you, it's basically all the court documents. It says on August 30th, 2023, a coalition of 14 media outlets that will be collectively referred to as Associated Press filed a second motion to intervene in the case. Motion to intervene at FN. On September the 8th, 2023, the Associated Press filed an opposition to motion to remove cameras from the courtroom. The Associated Press argues that continuing to allow audio-visual covers of the proceedings is the only way to ensure that the many community members affected by these crimes throughout the University of Idaho, Moscow, the state of Idaho, and the cities in which the victims' family members reside have an opportunity to see and hear the proceedings for themselves. So it says on November 13th, 2022, 4 University of Idaho students, Kaylee Conclaves, Madison Morgan, Zana Kermoodle, and Ethan Chapin were found deceased in Conclaves, Morgan, and Kermoodle's off-campus home in Moscow, Idaho. The cause of death for each was ruled a homicide. As the news of tragedy broke, media outlets from the country descended upon Moscow as law enforcement investigations, news station, newspapers, social media were flooded with stories and speculation about the homicides. On December 30th, 2022, Kohlberger was arrested and charged with 4 counts of murder in the first degree and 1 count of burglary. Again, media outlets descended upon Moscow, and news coverage quickly focused on Kohlberger. Given the high-profile nature of the case and concerns surrounding Kohlberg's fundamental right to a fair trial and impartial jury, the parties stipulated to enter a non-dissemination order on May 1st, 2023. A coalition of 20 media outlets, which encompassed the 14 media outlets now at issue, filed a motion to intervene and a motion to vacate the amended non-dissemination order. At a scheduling conference conducted on May 22nd, 2023, the court asked the parties in the Associated Press to brief the issue of whether cameras should continue to be allowed in the courtroom during proceeding this case. So basically, they were, trying to make sure, but this is stuff that you can literally look, so let's see, do they have a page 2? Because they really should. So this goes back from January and all the way up. Stipulated motion of seal exhibits. Let's see, state response and supplemental response to defendant's request for discovery. Order granting defendants motion to change of venue, expert witness disclosure. This is so you can go to 2022, 2023, 2024. This is current case. So this is the current case summary. Burglary, murder 1, murder 1, murder 1, murder 1. No contact order outstanding. So he has he can't have any contact with I'm guessing the family or something. Arrest warrant. This is showing when his arrest warrant was actually signed in. And then current case assignment, ADA County District Court. Judicial officer was Stephen Hippler. State of Idaho, William Thomas Wolford Jr. Defendant, Kohlberg Brian C. His attorney was court appointed Ann Sherry Taylor. Criminal complaint, probate cause of order, affidavit, warrant. These are like the case summary. Waiver of time for preliminary hearing, victim's right notification forms. These were all the forms that he also had to, get. That was when they sealed a bunch of things, and those are a lot of orders. He, at first, this was the plea. Burglary, not guilty, CSN. Murder 1, this was motion hearings, pretty much. The judicial officer, Judge John. Let's see, right quick. I'm trying to see if they're going, these are all just like motion hearings and different things that they went through. I'm going to get to the bottom here. They had some hearings scheduled, and they were canceled for some reason. Case was closed on 7/23/2025, but they had some hearings for after that were canceled for some reason or another. This was his sentencing right here. So we're going to go up to the top here. Okay. This was what was in the sentencing. They had the exhibit, the judgment for conviction, exhibit logs. Okay, so sentence and the felony sentence confinement, state prison, 10 years, determined for the burglary, with the court cost of $245.50, fine program other $50,000. So the total on that was $50,245.50. Sentencing to murder. Murder in the first. This case, pre-sentence credits for time served. Comment, no possibility for parole. $50,000 fine again. Murder, his third charge. He got consecutive with other charge. This case, pre-sentence credit for time served. Consecutive with other charge. This case, pre-sentence crime served. So, because he did the plea deal, right? So he and basically got that. But you can look up all these documents yourself. Let's see, in the 2025 motion to extend, no contact orders, order vacating revised amended non-dissemination order, redacted opposition to motion to vacate non-dissemination order, state response to coalition of media organizations. This is where the media is trying to get the information out there. There was an order sealing Exhibit S1 to the state's response to defendant's 24 supplement request for discovery, order denying request to video record sentencing procedures and approval pool, still photographer, notice of hearing, they're trying, the media is trying to get discovery. Pretty much in a lot. There's the plea agreement. Y'all want to see the plea agreement? This is the plea agreement right here. Hold on, let me share y'all. Oh, Hulk Hogan passed away. Rest in peace, Hulk. But those are the case files that I just posted. The that link I put in chat. So if y'all would like to look at the actual case files, those are the real case files for the Kohlberger case of what they've allowed to be known publicly. Let me look, make sure. Hold on. Dang, Hulk Hogan passed away. It's just breaking news, y'all. 6 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago, they just said that Hulk Hogan passed away. Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. Dang. I wasn't expecting that one. That's crazy, Miss Linda. I didn't know that he passed away. Yeah, Hulk Hogan passed away. Rest in peace to the Hulkster. Well, I'm gonna get off here, y'all, and everything, and try to get me a nap in a little bit, and maybe feel a little bit better. My legs are hurting again, but yeah, I'm glad that he can't get out of prison because that person never needs to be in the public again. What he did, I'm gonna bet 100 to 1 that either one of the girls, he had a crush on them for what reason or another. Maybe they turned him down. Maybe they just were not into him. That's just my speculation because nobody really knows. And my speculation is that he had a thing for one of the girls, or he just literally had been planning out to do something like this, and they just happened to be the ones he chose to do it to. But the reason that I think that it had something to do with one of the girls and he was really in love with them, blah blah blah, is because it looked like he went crazy, right? So but I pray that those families find peace. it's sad when young people don't get to live out the rest of their lives, graduate from college, have children, so on and so forth. Those families not only are missing out on watching their children grow up and go into this life, they're also missing out on possible grandchildren that those kids could have had, you know, extended families from, you know, all this other stuff. So it's life's gone too soon. You know, I'm praying for those families because I know that this, not knowing why this happened to their children and how horrific of a crime that it was and what happened to their family member in their last hours is got to be extremely hurtful, extremely, you know, just, so that's what we're going to pray. But I'm going to send y'all some love, and I will see y'all on these streets. Thank y'all all for being here. Thank you for whoever have, you know, became a member, supported this channel. You don't know how much it means to me, how much that it helps. If you would like to support the Cash App, you may do so. It is not expected, but it is very much appreciated. Every little thing that you do for me, whether you're being here chilling with me, talking to me, you know, I appreciate every bit of it. I don't want you to ever feel like you're not appreciated for everything. So thank you all. If you would like to hit the Cash App, it's on the screen. Thank you for being a member. Thank you for being a subscriber. Thank you for hitting that like button. Every bit of support that you give, whether you're in the bushes watching, you know, or whatnot, I just want to thank you all. And I want you all to have the best day possible. Okay? And I want you to know that you're very much loved and appreciated. Huggies, beautiful peoples. I will see y'all later. Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan.
I'm from the TUPELO. I'm repping my hood, so love I'm gon' show from the TUPELO. I'm repping my hood to the day that I go from the TUPELO. I'm repping my hood, so love I'm gon' show from the TUPELO. I'm ripping my hood to the day that I go.
I'm from the west side, we don't need no introduction, this was the best ride. We all big boy rolling and holding, come take a test drive. Hilldale, Evergreen, Glenkirk, Adder Street, bending every corner on the west, and that's where I'll be. Sunroof back, Captain C banging down 1800, chunking up the deuce to my post slanging down on 1800. Show no love to the ladies that's training round on 1800, making time stand still, crystalline swinging down on 1800. Watching out for them knuckleheads that be stinking round on 1800. Big rims and low pros be blanging round on 1800. Better completely change the way you're thinking about round 1800. Really hate to see you boys get left slanking around 1800. Out of street got some history, just let Captain C lay it out. If I don't finish it all on this one, let the second verse break it out. Remember the blue were promising OG standing back there by 60 deep. Bull walking, saw blue a big Anthony using P.
I'm from the TUPELO. I'm repping my